Alright guys, welcome back to another Master and Apprentice review. We just got out of theater. As you can tell, this is our first live reaction, so might be a little bit lack of words. We haven't prepared anything, but Fantastic Four First Steps. We got to see a little bit early today, Thursday, so the midnight review, preview, and yeah. Right off rip, what did you think, Afton?
I'm gonna be cringy here. Fantastic. I liked it. It was awesome. It was great. If I'm not gonna give any crazy words before you go, I don't see hardly anything I didn't absolutely love about the movie. I know I always give a little higher review the day after than I would a month later, but I don't even know if that's the case here. This is just a work of art here. This is an absolutely fantastic movie.
Yeah. We're not gonna get into too many spoilers. We'll do obvious stuff I liked Reed Richards, played by Pedro Pascal. Obvious stuff like Galactus is in it, right? Shalabal, she's a Silver Surfer. Obvious things. We're not gonna give the plot too much away. But if you don't want any spoilers, just click out of the video. As for my review, I liked it. I really did. I think a problem I have for me personally, I think I set my expectations a little too high. I've been reading plenty of Fantastic Four stuff beforehand, like comics, and I think I got myself a little too excited of what to expect. But if I think about it in retrospect, there's not a lot that I didn't like about the movie. One thing I could mention that, kind of happened out of nowhere was they cut some parts out of this movie. This movie was supposed to be about 10 to 15 minutes longer. There was supposed to be more of that beginning half of it, beginning quarter of it even, was just kind of showing who the Fantastic Four are. And I think that would have done it more favorable. I don't think it was missing so much that it ruined the movie experience for me. This movie is very family friendly. In spirit of Superman, it's supposed to be a summer movie that you can go see with the family, but if you're just a comic book nerd, you'll still enjoy it by yourself. It's just for all audiences, and I think it accomplishes that. Like I said, the extra 10 minutes or 15 minutes showing the flavor of the week for Fantastic Four style that they were going to have in there that they didn't have, I would have liked. I don't think it kills the movie. The pacing of the movie I thought was absolutely excellent. Which, thinking about it in retrospect, I had to kind of think about it. I wish it was longer, right? And if a movie is so good and it just paces you so well that it's the movie is almost too fast, it's that usually means it's paced well. It means you're very attentive to the movie, and that's always a good thing in my opinion. All the actors for the Fantastic Four did an absolutely amazing job. Vanessa Kirby, personally, for Invisible Woman, for Susan Storm, was my favorite. But I really did enjoy Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. I think he's one of the better Reed Richards iterations I've seen. I really enjoyed it. The Thing, Ben Grimm, amazing. Joseph Quinn as Human Torch, amazing. Every part of it, I really, really enjoyed all the actors and the casting. The main plot, we're not going to get into too much spoiling of it, it kind of isn't what you expected from the trailers. It is kind of general, but they go in a different direction than that's really given in the trailers, and I really appreciated that. Overall, I would probably say this movie is an 8 out of 10 for me. Obviously my mind's going to change as I think about it, but I don't think I'm going to skew too far from an 8 out of 10. I personally think I enjoy Thunderbolts a little bit more. I think I gave Thunderbolts a 9 out of 10 or something like that. But I enjoyed this more than, say, Captain America Brave New World. This is one of the better MCU movies we've had in a while. I think it does capture some of that nostalgic MCU flavor of just showing these new MCU characters, these new Marvel characters in a different world, right? And this one, I think, really gets to have all the freedom it wants because it's in an alternate universe. And I think that's probably the best part about this movie, is that it's just these characters. You don't have to worry about the rest of the universe. You don't have to worry about cameos. You don't have to worry about consequences. Everything is unexpected, and it's really exciting about that.
Yeah, Sammy said it first, but the acting was great. I personally saw John Krasinski in Multiverse of Madness and was that'd be a really cool Reed Richards. Oh my gosh, Pedro Pascal did an amazing job. He was extremely convincing on who he was. You could tell he was really smart, but also at some times what should I do? There's a lot of options. He was just done extremely well.
Yeah.
Okay, who looks more comic accurate? If you're gonna have that good of acting, I don't care if you don't look the perfect, if that's not your figure, if you don't look exactly like Reed Richards in the comics, but you act like him and you do it really well, that execution takes the cake for me. I'm 100% for that.
Yeah.
All 4 actors were amazing.
I think the chemistry between like the family was really good too.
Oh, yeah.
Something like you could just. That's why I said I wish there was more of it, because like the family chemistry, like the flavor of the week kind of style that they show in the beginning of the movie was so good, and then like the action in the middle and like the build up for like the fights with Galactus and all of that, you could see the chemistry between all the actors, and it was really good. Again, the family and the actors and the portrayals of the characters that they played, I think is probably the shining point. Which sometimes a lot of sometimes it's hard to see someone like Mackie, right? Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson, but Captain America now. It's not always easy to see that, right? It's not always easy to accept that. Sometimes he doesn't play it well, in some people's opinions, right? I think without a doubt, all of these actors are the roles that they played. Like I said, I think I set my expectations too high, wanting more with like Reed Richards and like the multiversal stuff. And we did get a flavor of it, but obviously, I think what goes without saying, we're going to get a lot more in the Avengers movies. And I think I have to remember, this is just really a setup for the Fantastic Four and their characters. And if you take it at that approach, I think this movie does an excellent job at doing that. So, like I said, all that being said, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. I would definitely recommend it. If you're a Fantastic Four fan, I think this is a very nostalgic Fantastic Four flavor that you'll enjoy. If you're just a comic book fan, I think you'll enjoy this. And if you're just a movie fan that wants to go watch a movie with your family for the weekend, and you have a Friday evening off, you want to go watch a movie, this movie does an excellent job. It's very family friendly, which I've got a young child, I've got another child on the way, I've got a wife. That's exactly what I like.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I loved it. I don't know if I can knock a single thing on it. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Maybe I'm just a day I watched the movie high, but it was fantastic. It was great. In thinking back on it, the only characters they really built up other than the villains were just the Fantastic Four. So, I mean, if we're going with the idea that, the Fantastic Four are going to be interacting in Avengers, they did almost all character development under those 4 characters. I don't even hardly know any other characters' names other than just the Fantastic Four's names and those affiliated with the actual main plot. The whole movie was character development. It was great. I would love to see a longer version of it just because the movie was great from start to finish. There wasn't a thing I didn't like about it. End credit scene was cool. There was not a single thing in there that I was like, this was great, but there's no but for me. This is just art. This is beautiful.
Yeah. Two other things. My saying is, if a movie or a show is good and you usually are at the end of it saying, I wish it was longer, that means it was pretty good, right? Like, you can usually say, if you want more, it's good. And that Fantastic Four had that problem for me, which is a good problem. And I think the villains are very good. Both the Silver Surfer and Galactus, absolutely amazing. And then the Undertone villains with like the Red Guardian and the Mole Man, all really good stuff. So I'm excited to see the Fantastic Four and their future in the MCU. All the little Easter eggs throughout the movie. It's just so good. So all that being said, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Definitely enjoyed it. Definitely recommend it. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments once you guys have seen it. Let us know what you guys think of our review. Fair, not fair, based, not based. And yeah, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.